Veterans across the country are demanding answers after 3 decades worth of exposure to toxic water at Camp Lejune.
WNCT's Jacqueline Matter spoke with veterans on the issues they face with the VA in this 9 on Your Side investigation.
You never thought anything about the water. Water is water. You was raised, you have to drink water every day.
Mike Larson was 18 when he was stationed at Camp Lejune in 1975. He, along with more than 1 million others at the base, including both service members and civilians, were exposed to cancer-causing chemicals in one of the worst water contamination cases in U.S. history, spanning more than 3 decades. Larson, now in his 60s, has multiple sclerosis, and his wife, who was born on the base, is slowly dying from pancreatic cancer.
I've been married 39 years, my wife. I'd hate to imagine her dying from the water at Camp Lejune.
The Jacksonville man says he hasn't received a single disability benefit from the Department of Veterans Affairs.
I wrote letters. It don't matter. Do we get help? Get letters in the mail. We're trying to do what we can do, but we all know how that works.
He's one of hundreds of thousands of people across the world who were exposed to drinking and bath water contaminated with dry cleaning chemicals, degreasers, and other toxins. He's registered his family's medical problems with the VA, but nothing ever happens. That's where Rory Minnis and his Veterans Legal Services team at Yale Law School come into play.
The VA is not equipped to handle these claims as it is, let alone to be handling them in a black box where nobody knows what's going on.
The team filed an extensive Freedom of Information Act request in November on behalf of 3 veterans groups seeking records from the VA about its subject matter expert program. The anonymous panel of 30 makes the ultimate decision on veterans who claim their illnesses were caused by the toxic water.
Credentials of the doctors who are involved in these so-called subject matter experts who are making these claims, the training that they receive, the procedures that they follow, the number of claims that they've handled, the number of claims of each sort of illness that they've handled, how often claims go to subject matter experts. Basically, we want to know everything about this process from beginning to end.
The VA is given 20 days to respond to any FOIA request, or 30 days if it seeks an extension.
We don't have an official response from the VA in their position. We understand that our claim is very large, but that doesn't give them room to extend the statutory grant of the 30 days that they have to work with.
Which is what many folks say is a problem. Virginia veteran Ray Goff says he filed a FOIA request over 3 months ago.
It's out of control. And now, who do you go to get this organization which was set up to take care of veterans?
Now, some of those toxic chemicals include the highly carcinogenic TCE, which was found to have contaminated the water by nearly 150 times the legal limit. Ray Goff believes those numbers correlate to the prostate cancer he's fighting, which is not acknowledged by the VA's qualifying health conditions. Minnis says the VA's lack of transparency and constant foot dragging has many folks believing the VA's published list of nearly 15 possible health conditions due to the toxic water may have caused their illnesses.
And you say, well, now they're sending us a piece of paper saying the water is bad. And you say, well, that's probably what did it.
For the nearly 1 million veterans, their families, and civilian employees affected by the toxic water, the idea of these subject matter experts setting a precedent for future claims could become a major issue.
This is a procedure that VA has spoken about as being the model for handling future toxic exposure claims. Larson
and Goff say letters aren't enough and want to see more done.
You can admit it all you want, but you got to do something about it. Once you admit it happened, you got to step up to the plate and say, yes, we know this happened. Let's see what we can do. That's the biggest thing, stand up.
Aboard Camp Lejune, Jacqueline Matter, 9 on Your Side.
And Jacqueline Matter joining me now on the desk. Jacqueline, this is a story we've followed for a while now. This just doesn't affect people on the base.
No, it also affects civilians who worked on the base as well. There are 15 qualifying health conditions the VA accepts that could potentially be covered by medical costs. However, it's much harder for civilians to get that same coverage. I'll be speaking with one man who says his father died from leukemia after working at the base.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline. Of course, you can search past stories we've done on this issue on our website, WNCT.com.